I think that's so important that we model the lifestyle that we're hoping to reproduce. And you can't say, well, the people in our church or our students won't share their faith. Say, if you're a leader, say, we haven't led our people to share their faith. And usually that's by example. It's discipleship at the end of the day is monkey see, monkey do. And so the local ministry, Chico, they share almost all of our student leaders actively share their faith. And the reason for that is because Christy and I actively share our faith as a lifestyle. And so we've created tools that really are simple and reproducible. I have a tool called 3 Habits for Everyday Evangelism. And really, it's a way to make evangelism a spiritual discipline in your life. So you're praying every day for an opportunity. That's the first one. Praying for opportunities every single day. Pray for Bob. Okay. Burden for the lost, opportunity to witness, and boldness to proclaim Christ. You're praying that every single day. And you can imagine if you prayed that, that is a dangerous prayer, right? Be careful if you pray that, because God's going to break your heart and he's going to provide opportunities. I started praying that, and guys were at work. I was working at Stanley Steamer Carpet Cleaners. So this was back in the day before I went into ministry. And guys would bring up the gospel with me.
Wow.
And then if you're going to pray for opportunities, man, pray for boldness too, that God gives you courage. And then the second habit is create an impact list of like 5 to 10 people that you're praying for every single day and working through a strategy. Basically, we call it prayer, care, share. So you're praying for them every day. You're looking for opportunities to lean in relationally. And then you're not just doing friendship evangelism where it's all friendship and no evangelism, right? You want to do real friendship evangelism where you're leaning in relationally, but then taking opportunities to sit down over coffee, at lunch, and share the good news of Christ and give them a chance to respond to Christ. So we see a ton of people come to Christ through that impact list strategy, and some call it like the Holy Ghost hit list. So they're praying for someone, and then eventually they get saved. And then the third habit is just spending time with non-Christians, is making sure on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, that you're in a environment where you're around non-Christians. So for my buddy and I, it was the CrossFit gym. We joined the CrossFit gym, and we realized almost all the guys in that CrossFit gym were not saved. So we started praying. We actually prayed a crazy prayer, like a bold prayer. We prayed that 20 of those people in the CrossFit gym would get saved. And so long story short, the leader of the gym came to my buddy Brian, and he's a pastor. So like he came to him and he said, hey, I don't know. I noticed you have a really good relationship with God. I don't know if you help people in their walks with God. And Brian was like, well, I'm a pastor, so yes, I can do that.
That's what
and
I
so
do.
he ended up leading that guy to Christ.
Wow.
Set up an appointment, led that guy to Christ, the leader of the gym. And it was kind of like this win the chief, win the tribe type of situation where he ended up leading a couple of other trainers to Christ. And we ended up we just baptized our 25th person at Northrim CrossFit.
Wow.
And we started a Bible study at the leader's home. And we jokingly call it Northrim Community Church. It's almost like God birthed this church out of this CrossFit community.
Wow.
And so that's kind of what it looks like, is praying for opportunities, praying specifically for people on like an impact list, and then hanging out, just being around non-Christians and being intentional in those spaces.